Right, here is a video of a really fun set. I did these last week, but I haven't managed to put them up because, well, straight after really I did this set, I got taken into hospital. I'm doing a YouTube. I know it's something rare that doesn't happen very often, but I'm doing a YouTube, so just pipe down. Anywho, so off I went to hospital. Long story. God, it's a rare one. Basically, I got a massive shit stuck in my arse and I collapsed. A bit like Elvis. I wasn't pushing at the time or anything. Apparently, it started to poison my body and I went down like a sack of shit. Knocked myself out. So I'm sporting a black eye and a bust lip. I was slimmer of the week that week. So all's not lost. Anywho, you need to eat your fruit and veggies, people. The fibre is important. That aside, let's do these nails. So that's what happened to me. Right, we're going to be sculpting this set. I am using my hollow forms and it's quite a fun set actually, this one. She had no choice what was happening. It was literally the first person I'd seen in 6 months. So she didn't have an option. At the end, you'll see I stick these massive jelly sweets onto them, which just look fantastic. But she was like, I'm going to do myself a damage. And I just give her the look like, and? Do you know what I mean? Just deal with it. I think it just completely finished the set off. I think it was lovely. But she's back with me next week, so we will see if they're still on. Right, so I'm going in. What am I using here? I think it is plush cover from Glitterbels. So this one and the pointy finger are just a simple nude nail, because what I'm going to be doing is painting some hearts on them and sugaring some glitters into them and keeping some of them shiny. Just a nice, well, everyone's doing autumnal and I didn't really want that yet. Like, I've missed out on all these spring and summer nails, so I really wanted to do this set. Let's talk through this base layer. I'm doing a base layer on this middle finger. I'm just draining the back of my bead and placing on at the nail's free edge. Patting the back of that bead to make sure that it's nice and flush and stretching it over to each of the stress points either side of the nail. Once those are completely covered, you'll see I can start to stretch that bead down the form. Now I'm creating a ballerina shaped nail here. That is not being created by the acrylic. Like, I'm not tapering my shape, so I'm not tapering a ballerina shape as I stretch down that form. I'm making a square. The shape is a square. It comes straight from the side walls, giving me a straight lower arch. The ballerina shape is coming from that pinched form. My form being pinched and angled the way that it is going to give me a beautiful ballerina shape with a lovely C curve. So good strength and structure is going to be created from this nail. So yeah, a lot of people try and pull their product in to create the ballerina shape, but if your form is correct, you will get the ballerina shape just from that. Okay, hope it makes sense. Right, we're going to go in with some glitters. Now these are holographic glitters from my range, so they're a mix of holographic and iridescent. And that's basically it. So lots of different ones there, lots of different colours. I will list everything in the drop down so you can go and find it all. But yeah, pretty simple, because I'm going to stick a big sweetie on this at the end of it. So yeah, not much to see. Now let's talk through this sculpting again. You can see that form is completely closed into a stiletto shape. I'm placing this plush cover at the free edge of that nail. Hold it, come away. Now the tip of my brush goes above and behind, making the back of that bead lovely and flush. Then I'll start to stretch down the nail, making sure that both of my stress areas are completely, see there, tucking it back up. If those are too thin, that is where your sculpting nails are going to bust, right at the free edge. So you've got to make sure you've got the right amount of product there. So just pulling that straight from that sidewall. You can see where that nail's natural sidewall is, and it's coming straight out. And the other side will be completely straight with the nail's natural sidewall. But you can see the tapered look to that nail is being created through the form. So don't angle, don't pull your acrylic in to make that ballerina, because your sidewalls will be scooting up to the sky. You'll have no C-curve, have no structure, and it will probably bust. So this one is going to be my apex. So I'm just touching the back of it, placing it into the cuticle. Both side walls are coming down, so they're not big and bulky, leaving the product where I need it and just pulling the front of it forward. A lot of people will place their apex and wipe it. Wipe the bead, wipe the bead, wipe the bead, and they look at the nail and the apex is on the paper towel. So try and leave that product where you need it, stretch it forward, and then just paint the front of the bead down, leaving that apex exactly where you need it. Now this one, I looked at him and he just wasn't quite right. He wasn't long enough. I wasn't very happy with him, so just gone in and corrected him. I knew straight away that he wasn't right once I'd done him, but I wasn't going to go and do it straight away because I'd have missed the point of pinching. And that is when the product starts to heat up. It's no longer sticky. I can mould it with my thumbs. So yeah, if I'd have gone in and put that extra product at that point, the first bead and second bead would have been ready before that extra bit. So it's better to pinch that, get the correct shape and structure, and then add it in at the end. Here we go again. So placing it at the free edge, stretching out that stress point there in that corner. You'll see it in a moment. So I'm stretching it over to there, tucking it back up, making sure my product is perfect in that point. I don't worry about the shape and the length at that point. Just that stress point and that stress point over that side. Those are my key things. If I don't even have enough product, that's fine. I can pick up another bead like you saw on that ring finger. But those 2 points, you've got to make sure you get those perfect. They'll come and bite you on the ass if you don't. So you can see that lovely straight line there. So straight from the client's sidewall, a beautiful straight lower arch is coming out. A teeny tiny bead for the nail plate because there's not much to fill. Nice and thin. Putting it on, wiping it down. And that is it. We're going to go in and put a few of these glitters, and it's going to match the little finger, which is going to be a mash of glitters. And again, I will get all the names for you because this is a week ago. I named these badges, but I still haven't got a fucking clue what they are. God, shame on me. Shame on me. So I've gone in and I've capped all those glitter nails, making sure that nothing's sparkly or twinkling back at me. If it is, then that's going to get ruined with the file. So make sure everything that goes all matte and not shiny anymore. So yeah, in a moment what we're going to do is I will take my forms off, and I file them off camera so you don't see that bit. But I'm going to put a matte top coat onto the two nude nails. So hope you're enjoying this video. I'm sorry the opener was a little bit crazy. But yeah, I've been really poorly. Can't believe it, can ya? Dodged the corona so far though, but did get a poop stuck in my butthole. Jesus Christ, I'm never going to live it down. Like, oh my God, who am I? Who does that? Me, obviously, me. Me, I do stuff like that, don't I? And I'm that kind of dickhead girl who just tells people as well. Like, none of you really needed to know, did you? But now you do. Now you know that I didn't have enough fibre in my diet. And, yeah. I took six sachets of Mothercare before I went to bed that night, like, because I was getting poorly. I knew what was the issue. And I looked at my other half and I said to him, I said, if we wake up covered in my shit in the morning, I said, look, you just let it go. Let it go. It is what it is. But it didn't go that way. I ended up being carted off in an ambulance after knocking myself out. Right. Those there are Hazel Dixon's art. Rewind and just read it. I can't remember what it was. They're the art paint things. So they don't cure until you're ready. But they don't move like a gel polish will either. So they'll kind of just stay where you put them. So that's really good. And I'm going to make some little hearts. And what I'm going to do is sugar some glitter into them. A few of them. So I'll do a few. I'll sugar glitter into them. And I do this on 2 nails, but I've only filmed 1 because you kind of get the idea, don't you? So I'll be sugaring a glitter, again from my website. It's called Sugar Tits. And it's amazing for sugaring glitters and stuff like that. It's just beautiful. There's a set on my Instagram and I did a whole nail with Sugar Tits, and it's probably one of my favourites. So yeah, you'll see that in a second. So before it goes into the lamp, we're going to sprinkle some Sugar Tits into it. Ready? Here's this little beauty. Come on. Yes. And then I cure that, come back, dust it off, and then I'm going to go and paint a few more hearts and cure, and then I'm going to put a little bit of top coat on these few because I wanted some sugared and some glossy as well. And finally, once I had top coated my glitter nails, it was time to stick on these little gummy sweets. Just using a small bead of clear acrylic to put it in place because it's quite a beast. But bloody fun, look at that. Like, who doesn't want a gummy sweet on their finger? Like, you might be handicapped for 3 weeks, but who cares? It's beautiful. And then I glue a few hearts on as well, so I hope you have enjoyed this set. I think it's quite fun. It's a good fun set. Yeah. Again, sorry if I grossed anybody out with my story, but that's the kind of freaky shit you're going to get with me. No pun intended, but thank you. Please, if you don't already, subscribe and like, and hopefully I'll be back again soon. Love you all. Bye.